If you need to come on because I don't make sense, sometimes I miss a side. I had somebody come on the other day because I missed a side. So that's okay to come on and let me know that too. Like, oh, I missed a pose or a side or whatever. It's your class, so feel free to say something. Or if I don't make sense, if something is going on with my sound, please come on, let me know. And then I can try and fix whatever the issue is. Listen to your body, only do what's comfortable for you. If we come into something that doesn't feel good for you, come out, come into a resting pose, and then join us again when you're ready. Let's start lying down. Any comfortable position for you. All right, notice your breath. Can you perhaps take deep inhales in through your nose and long, slow exhales out? Notice if maybe your breath is catching somewhere. Are you able to maybe soften your breath a little bit? Try and soften the shoulders. Sometimes it helps to slow down the breath. Noticing what's going on in your mind. What have you brought with you to your mat today? Not judging anything, just noticing. Is there something there that maybe you don't need during our practice? And maybe allowing it to go, even if it's just for now. So, quote to begin by Rodney Yee. The places where you have the most resistance are actually the places that are going to be the areas of great liberation. Our theme for today is our last yama, Aparigraha, which means non-hoarding. When we operate from a perspective of scarcity, it can be tempting to protect our resources because we fear they are finite and not replenishable. If instead you consider the gifts you could be sharing with others to be abundant, kindness, positive energy, support, empathy, everyone benefits. Physically, you may be holding back from some postures out of a sense of self protection. This can deprive you of potential positive change. If you are feeling stubborn or immediately come out of a challenging pose, ask whether you are hoarding your energy and to what end. With appropriate attention to rest, energy is a renewable source. So today I invite you to notice where you are holding back and move with abundance. Making some small movements here in your fingers and toes. rolling around wrists and ankles. Perhaps you take a big stretch here. All right, so we had bridge or wheel on Saturday, and I think we're gonna kind of do something similar as we did on Saturday. So let's start with a moving bridge. So feet are gonna come to the earth about hip distance apart, knees are bent. Arms come down by your sides. Whenever you're ready, pushing your feet into the earth, lift your hips, squeeze your inner thighs, squeeze the glutes, and then exhale to slowly lower. So just moving here at your own pace with your own breath. And if you want to bring a little bit more movement into this, perhaps your arms reach up and back behind you as your hips come up off the earth. And then arms come down as hips come down. Okay, so one more time here. And then gently lowering back down. Let's cross the right ankle over the left thigh, activating the right foot. So notice here what your body needs. Maybe you just push the right thigh away, or maybe you draw your legs in closer towards you, grabbing a hold of the left leg somewhere, keeping the right foot active as you move. And then maybe notice how it feels if you kind of move with it a little bit. Hug the knees in and then release a little bit. All right, so let's find 2 more rounds of breath. And then keeping the cross in your legs, dropping that left foot to the earth. Keep the right foot active. All right, here's our 3-pointed bridge. So you're going to push the left foot into the earth, lift the hips, keeping the right foot crossed on the left thigh. Keep pushing that foot down into the earth, squeeze the inner thighs, squeeze the glutes. Lower body's nice and active. See if you can maybe soften in the upper body, softening in the face. Whoo, ready? 2 more rounds of breath. Know that you can come into just a bridge pose if this is not comfortable for you. Sorry, I should have mentioned that. And then gently lower back down towards the earth. All right, we're gonna keep this cross in our legs, but we're gonna extend the left leg out long. A little bit of core work here. So if you feel uncomfortable in the low back, you can always slide your hands underneath your hips. All right, and know that if keeping the leg crossed is not comfortable, you can place that right foot on the earth or extend the right leg long. All right, so here we go. We're gonna activate the left foot and slowly bring the left foot up towards the sky. And then very slowly lowering the left foot, trying to allow it to touch the earth, maybe hover an inch or so off the earth. And slowly bring it back up. We're gonna do this a few times. I had a tea, so now I have some energy. One thing I miss about live classes is I can't hear who's groaning. All right, so let's do 2 more. Okay, 1 more, or wherever you are. Once those are complete for you, you're going to uncross your legs, both feet come to the earth. Feet are hip distance apart, knees are bent. All right, let's cross the left ankle over the right thigh. Keeping the left foot active. Maybe you just push the left thigh away, or maybe you draw your legs in closer, grabbing a hold of the right leg somewhere. So same thing as before, maybe you kind of play around with it. Gently pull in and gently release. Or maybe you find something else that feels good for you in your body. Maybe it's rocking. All right. Excuse me. And then whenever you're ready, gently releasing the right foot to the earth, keeping the cross in your legs, unless you would rather just come into a normal bridge pose. So left foot stays active. Push the right foot into the earth. Lift the hips. Squeeze the inner thighs. Squeeze the glutes. Soften in the face. Keep pushing into that foot, lifting the hips. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Gently lower. Again, we're going to keep the cross in the legs if that's comfortable, extending the right leg out long. And then whenever you're ready, slowly, right foot comes up towards the sky. And then gently lowering, allowing the foot to hover. Take your time. The slower you go, the more challenging it is. So let's do 2 more here. And then once those 2 are complete for you, feet come back to the earth. This time we'll bring our feet wide on the mat and windshield wiper the knees. Okay, so whenever you're ready, we're going to come up to seated, either rolling over to one side first, or maybe you rock and roll a few times to come up to seated. All right, once you've made your way into seated, we're going to come right into a tabletop pose. So wrists underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips, gripping your fingers into the earth. And let's, I'm trying not to come into cat-cow because we always do it. Let's just come into child's pose. So any variation that feels good for you, arms come out long. Melting your heart down towards the earth. All right, walking your hands over towards the right side of your mat. Maybe you extend the left arm out a little bit further. And allowing your hands to move through center and over to the other side. Maybe the right hand walks away a little further. Slowly coming back to center. We're going to come into a tabletop pose. Curling your toes under, sending your hips back and up behind you, downward dog. As much of a bend in your knees as you need so there's no discomfort in your low back, backs of your thighs. Shoulders roll back and down the spine, trying not to lock out the elbows. If you want, you can pedal out your feet, or maybe you sway hips from side to side. All right. Whenever you're ready, shifting your weight forward into a plank pose, and then shift forward a little more. Drop the knees to the earth. If you haven't already, tuck the elbows, come down to the earth. All right, we'll find a baby cobra here. Hands are underneath the shoulders, shoulders roll back and down the spine, tops of the feet push down to the earth. Tuck the elbows, lift the heart, looking down at the earth. And either reverse push up or tabletop back into your downward dog. Okay, right foot reaches up towards the sky, three-legged dog. You're going to shift your weight forward, allow your knee to come towards your nose and hold. Round the spine, push away from the earth. Come back into your three-legged dog. Shifting your weight forward, allowing your right knee to come towards the right elbow. Now, if you want, you can do this from tabletop rather than downward dog. But try and push a little bit today, right? Back into a three-legged dog. Shifting your weight forward, right knee to left elbow. And then you're going to kick that right foot out towards the side, pinky toe side towards the edge. It's easier if you bring that foot closer towards the foot of the mat. Okay, shifting your weight into your right hand. Slide the right foot out. Left arm reaches up towards the sky. Fallen triangle. Slowly making your way back into downward dog. Shifting your weight forward into your plank pose. Shift forward a little more. Come down to the earth. All right, we're going to come into Sphinx Pose, forearms to the earth, elbows underneath the shoulders. Shoulders roll back and down the spine. Reach the feet away as you place the tops of your feet down towards the earth. Stretching out the legs. All right, so from here, drawing your arms in closer towards you, even though they're staying on the earth. Send the heart forward. All right, reverse push up or tabletop. Downward dog. All right, so we're doing that knee to nose and all those funny variations again. And if you wish, you can come to tabletop instead of downward dog. So left foot comes up towards the sky. Shifting your weight forward into plank, knee comes towards your nose, round the spine, push into your hands. Activating that upper back. All right, come back into three-legged dog. Shifting your weight forward, left knee comes towards the left elbow. Back into your three-legged dog. Shift your weight forward, left knee towards the right elbow. Kick the foot out towards the side. If you need to, it can come closer towards the foot of your mat. I guess we'll call it that. Shifting your weight into your left hand, rotate up. You're on the pinky toe edge of that left foot, bottom foot. Right foot comes to the earth. All right, right hand comes back down to the earth. Come back into tabletop. Sorry, downward dog into tabletop and into child's pose. Are you moving with abundance? Where are you holding back? All right, taking 2 more rounds of breath. And then making your way back into a tabletop pose. We're going to come into our dolphin pose. So forearms come down towards the earth like we did in our Sphinx. Elbows underneath the shoulders, shoulders roll back and down the spine. Curling the toes under, sending the hips up and back behind you. Now where you look kind of depends on your body. Maybe you look between your arms, or if your head doesn't come to the earth, you can look back. Pushing your arms into the earth. So you're pushing away, activating that upper back. Maybe you start to walk your feet in a little bit closer. Maybe you look between your arms, shift your weight into your arms. Come up on the toes. Maybe you just stay on one foot, other foot comes up towards the sky. Keep pushing into the arms. Maybe you switch feet. Where are you holding back? Come back into dolphin. And then lower the knees to the earth. Oh, come back into child's pose. All right, slowly making your way back into your tabletop pose. Curling your toes under, downward dog. From here, lifting the right leg up towards the sky. Shifting your weight forward, sending your right foot between your hands. Maybe you help it through. Okay, we're gonna come up to standing from here. So shifting your weight into your right foot, left foot comes up off the earth. Perhaps you bring that left knee in towards your chest as you come up, send the left knee forward. And then find your tree pose. So left foot comes to maybe toes on the earth, maybe foot on the shin, maybe above the knee, just not on the knee. So then from here, we're going to find a little bit of movement in our tree pose. So sorry, first send that left knee out towards the sky, the side, not the sky. Tuck the right hip under, standing nice and tall. All right, this is where we're going to find our movement. So we're going to bring our arms over towards the left side. Perhaps bring that left top of the hands towards the left thigh. Inhale, come back to center. Woo. Exhale, come the other direction, reaching the left arm up and over. Maybe that right hand comes down by your side or wherever it feels good. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, bring the left knee forward. Coming out of your tree, send that left foot back, come into a high lunge, just for a breath. And then exhale, hands come down to the earth, step back into downward dog. Left foot reaches up towards the sky. Shifting your weight forward, sending the left foot between the hands. If you can come up to balance, wonderful. Shifting your weight into your left foot, right foot comes up. Tuck the knee in towards the chest and then come on up, sending that right knee forward. And then find your variation of a tree. Send the right knee out towards the side, tuck the left hip under. Soften the shoulders, soften the face. And then we'll find that swaying motion here. So allowing the arms to come over towards the right side, reach over with the left arm, right hand comes down to the right thigh. Slowly coming back to center. And then moving over to the other side. Reach that right arm over, find length along the right side. Inhale back to center. Send the right knee forward. Step back into your high lunge. Hands come down to the earth. Back into downward dog. Okay. Reaches up towards the sky. Shifting the weight forward, sending the right foot through again. Okay, we're going to come up into our high lunge once again. And then we're going to bring airplane arms in, draw the arms back, draw the navel in, crown of the head reaches towards the front of the mat. Shift your weight into the right foot, left foot comes up off the earth, warrior three. Pointing the toes of your left foot down towards the earth. Maybe you imagine that inner left thigh rotating up towards the sky. Stepping back into your high lunge. You know, you can always come into warrior one, two if the high lunge is not in your practice. Hands come down to the earth. We're going to step back into downward dog. Taking deep inhales and long, slow exhales. Now, I think we put the right foot forward. Left foot reaches up towards the sky. I think so. Yeah. Shifting your weight forward, sending your left foot through. Come on up into your high lunge. Left knee's over the ankle, in line with the second or third toe. Sending the arms back into airplane arms. Draw the navel and in, send the crown of the head forward, shift onto the left foot. Right foot comes up off the earth. Toes point down. Now see if you can find length in your spine. Reach the crown of the head forward, reach the right foot back. Slowly stepping the right foot back, high lunge or warrior one. Hands come down towards the earth. We're going to come back into downward dog. Shifting your weight forward, come into your variation of a plank pose. And then shift forward a little more, come down to the earth. All right, I invite you to find your back bend of choice. Wherever you are, shoulders roll back and down the spine. Tops of the feet push down to the earth. One more round of breath here. And then gently lower and take a break here. So maybe you place your hands underneath your forehead, bending your knees and windshield wipering your feet from side to side. All right, whenever you're ready, making your way back into a tabletop pose and then into seated. One more. Woo, we did a lot in half an hour. Okay, so our last one here is a surrender or fire log. So I'm going to leave it up to you depending on what feels best for you here in your body. For our surrender pose, we just start at Sukhasana, easy seated pose, crisscross applesauce. For fire log, if it's in your body, we'll start with the left leg on the earth going the same direction as the edge of your mat, activating the right foot and drawing the right leg across, stacking, if you can, right foot onto the left knee. If you need to, you can always find something to place underneath that right hip or right knee if it feels like it's up. Okay, so we're going to sit up nice and tall, activating both feet. And then hinging forward from the hips, walking your hands out, only go as far as you feel comfortable. Taking deep inhales, long, slow exhales. So not all resources are abundant. Money is not, time is not, but many of the most prized resources in yoga are abundant. Kindness, empathy, and love are renewable, abundant, and even better, they tend to come back to you when you give them away. Let's remember that openness and abundance. One more round of breath here. And then slowly walking your hands back up. Okay. We're going to find a twist. So keeping your legs the way they are, we're going to bring our hands to heart center, find length in the spine, and you're going to turn towards the left side, bringing the right elbow to either the outside of the thigh if you're in Sukhasana or to the right foot. Okay, push into that foot to help you turn. Keeping your feet active, especially if you're in fire log. If this feels like too much, maybe hands come down to the earth or one hand to that front knee and then turn. Okay, you're releasing the arms here, come back to center. Keeping the right foot active, release that leg, maybe release both legs and give them a shake. All right, we're going to come to the other side. So if you're in crisscross applesauce, changing the cross of your legs. Otherwise, right leg is going to come forward first, lining it up with that edge of the mat. Activate the left foot, draw it in and across. Keeping the feet active as you find your sits bones here. Sitting up nice and tall. Hands come out in front. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, hinge from the hips, send the heart forward. So perhaps when you leave your practice today, you can remember this openness and abundance. Move into your day, for the rest of your day, into your space wherever you are, remembering that whatever we feel we are lacking, we have kindness and we have love. Slowly walking your hands back up. All right, we're going to find that twist. So hands to heart center. Again, if you need to, you can bring hands to one knee and the other one to the earth instead. So we're going to turn and then place the left elbow to either the foot or the thigh. Push into the elbow to help you turn. Keep the feet active and find your breath. Gently releasing here, coming back to center. Keeping the feet active as you uncross the legs, maybe give them a good shake. All right, and we're going to come down onto our backs. Okay, so let's find a twist. I'm going to invite you to find whatever variation of the twist feels good for you. All of you here have your own way, and I know you know your own twist, so find one that feels good for you, and then I'll let you know when we'll switch to the other side. Wherever you are in your twist, whatever variation you have taken, see if you can soften your shoulders. Softening your jaw. Relax the hips. Allow yourself to just sink and settle here. Softening your breath. Taking 2 more rounds of breath on this side. And then gently making your way back to center and repositioning your back flat on the earth. And then finding your twist on the other side. Again, allowing the shoulders to come down to the earth. Releasing any tension that you feel. right, finding 2 more rounds of breath. And then gently allowing your knees to come back to center, reposition your back flat on the earth. Find any final movements that you feel you need. And then making your way into Shavasana or any final resting shape on the earth. So this is our opportunity to completely rest, allowing for our energy to maybe renew itself. Take your rest here as seriously as you took for balancing poses or any other poses earlier in class. Completely letting go of anything that you feel in your body. Can you soften your breath? With every exhale, maybe you release and soften your body a little bit more towards the earth. And to finish here, I have a poem for you called She Let Go. Now, who it's by, I've noticed is kind of controversial. And in this one book that I have here, it says it's by Sapphire Rose. She let go without a thought or a word. She let go. She let go of the fear. She let go of the judgments. She let go of the opinions swarming around her head. She let go of the committee of indecision within her. She let go of all the right reasons, wholly and completely, without hesitation or worry. She just let go. She didn't ask anyone for their advice. She didn't read a book on how to let go. She didn't research the scriptures. She just let go. She let go of all the memories that held her back. She let go of all the anxiety that kept her from moving forward. She let go of the planning and all the calculations about how to do it just right. She didn't promise to let go. She didn't journal about it. She didn't write a projected date in her day timer. She made no public announcements and put no ad in the paper. She didn't check the weather report or read her daily horoscope. She just let go. She didn't analyze whether she should let go. She didn't call her friends to discuss the matter. She didn't do a 5-step treatment. She didn't call the prayer line. She didn't utter one word. She just let go. There was no one around when it happened. There was no applause or congratulations. No one thanked her or praised her. No one noticed a thing. Like a leaf falling from a tree, she just let go. There was no effort. There was no struggle. It wasn't good. and it wasn't bad. It was what it was, and it is just that. And in the space of letting go, she let it all be. A small smile came over her face. A light breeze blew through her, and the sun and the moon shone forevermore. I invite you to find 3 more rounds of breath, with your last exhale being the longest and slowest. And then once those are complete for you, finding some small movements, your fingers and toes. Maybe those small movements become bigger movements. Maybe you stretch here, and then in your own time, slowly rolling over to one side, whichever side is calling for you. And then gently making your way up to seated. And once you get there, lowering or closing your eyes. Softening the shoulders, softening the face, soften your breath. On your inhales, I invite you to inhale self compassion, remembering the 2 most important things you did during our time here together: show up and breathe. Everything else was practice and exploration. And as you exhale, let go. May you go in peace, love, and gratitude. Thank you for joining me. Have a beautiful evening.